Aha!
So my spot welder is single phase, coming off a 16 amp supply. It's currently got the long arms attached, which I showed them being demonstrated in the video for reaching deep into the car, but the spot welders used to come in little dinky arms this big, which are fine for doing up the seams along the sill or welding on wings and things like that. The way these things work is pretty simple. It's not scary. You can't really injure yourself on there, but I do recommend glasses and thick gloves because these arms can get quite warm after you've been using them for a while. The way they work is dead simple. You've got the clamping action here. You squeeze these two triggers down. One of them acts as a switch. I can hear it clicking. So as you squeeze, it allows the current to pass down these two brass arms. So that's gripped in there, and I squeeze that there. So when you come to join two pieces of steel together, it actually helps you by compressing the two pieces of steel together. The basic technology behind it is that the current zips along these brass rods here, like Michael Johnson basically, and it gets down because this copper is low resistance, and it'll just zip down. It'll hit the steel, the two pieces of steel. Steel has got a high resistance, and suddenly all this current zipping down there, like I say, you'll encounter the low resistance. You get a big build-up of heat in this spot here, and by this clamping action you get like a big bulb of heat, molten metal there, which fuses the two pieces of compressed steel together. There's a timer on the back which basically cuts the current after a certain amount of seconds when you've got this clamping action and the switch activated just there, and the power goes off and the weld is complete. So nothing magical about it. I got mine off eBay. If you want to pause the video and take details, this guy basically reconditions spot welders. He knows what he's talking about. He's got different arms that you can buy from there as well. So that's the spot welder. I'm just going to be using it on your spot welder. After you've been using it for about 20 spots, it does flatten off. If you put too much pressure on it, can actually bend the electrode as well. So always try and keep it to this bullet shape if you can. Clean tip on the end, you'll get a much better spot weld. So maintenance is the key on these things. There we go, a lot better. But keep these clean, and you can fly along with this thing. The best thing about spot welding is you got less dressing down after the event of MIG welding, plug welding on MIG welders. But this thing does weigh 12.5 kilograms, and that's without the long arms on. So it's quite unwieldy after a while. If you're doing a big long run, it's quite a hefty weight. I've got it wired up to a 16 amp supply. If you do just attach it to a normal 13 amp outlet. It will keep tripping it out, unfortunately. So if you do get one domestically, get your local friendly electrician to come round to have a look at it. Let's get this switched on and prepped, and we'll have a go. When you are spot welding these panels together, every mating face of the panels has got to be basically bare metal. So the top panel, the two faces touching each other, has got to be bare metal, and the underside in this instance has got to be bare metal. I think even weld through primers just don't cut it. It can really create a problem. So when you spot weld it, metal's got to be fresh and clean. So let's just get the zinc primer off these two faces, and we'll give it a blast. Right, let's give this a go. Opening up the jaws. Like I say, it's a bit unwieldy. Get the two electrodes each side of the seam in a position you want the spot weld to be. Make sure the electrodes aren't touching anything else, else it can reduce the heat coming through to the tips of the electrodes themselves. So let's give it a squeeze. Three. Four. Five. Equally spaced spot welds, quick as you like. No real cleaning up of the weld like a plug weld. So I'll give you a little close up of that now. Nice and tidy. 5 in a row. I'll probably put some more in between those as well. Double up, doesn't hurt. But let me get these spot welds all the way along, and then I can at least pop these clamps off, and then I can move on to the inner sill to doorstep joint as well then. And then I can try and get the long arms out and see if I can reach around the back of this panel for the rear quarter, see how far I can reach round there.